Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back.
After another extended hiatus.
We love those. We love to
Yeah,
take one or two of those.
yeah, sabbaticals, if you will.
Yeah. Go out, do some stuff, come back.
Yeah, you know.
Well, when even was our. I'm actually going to have to. I totally forgot to check when our last episode was, so I know
Was
what.
it within the new year? It was within the new year. I'm sure it was.
Let me find out. Surely. It was. It was released January 18th.
Okay. Or at least we're on this side of this year.
Yes. We did. Oh, that's right. This is the episode where we talked about what we thought was going to happen in 2026,
And then, lo and
and then
behold, was it the
a
next
couple.
day?
It was literally hours after we recorded. I'm pretty
Motor
sure I
coaster.
pretty sure I got a message from someone the night of that we'd recorded saying I've heard from a reputable source that Motor Coaster is closing. Um, and then it was announced like the next day after that or something.
Meanwhile, you're like, good news! She's dead!
Someone sent me a meme in my viewer posts on YouTube where have you seen that picture where it's what's his name who plays the Flash and he's
Oh,
squatting over the
Grant
grave.
Gustin over the grave, yeah.
Yeah, and it was me over Motor Coaster's grave. Uh
Oh, that's
yeah,
great.
can't say I'll miss it.
No. Um, yeah, I'm surprised that they let it go. I reckon there must have been a part that was missing and they just went, no, not spending a single cent more on this.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I think they would have kept it open for as long as they could.
it's out of the ordinary, at least recently, for Dreamworld to announce a
But
closure, but not a
replacement.
replacement.
Mm.
Um, so I think you could be right, or potentially it doesn't have a direct replacement. I feel like it could be potentially that land is getting like divided into um, several different things
Yep.
to become the beginning of a new area or an extension of
Rivertown 2.0.
Rivertown or something like that. Yeah. Um,
But
but we'll have
exciting
to wait and
times.
see. Yeah, it's dead finally. Took its
um,
sweet time.
Dreamworld coaster count has dropped by 1.
Yes, for the time being.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to lean towards the theory that yeah, there won't be a direct motor coaster replacement. I think
Yeah.
potentially they may try and open up more of the riverfront.
I think that's
Um,
probably a smart idea because it seems
yeah,
like a
so
lot of wasted space.
yeah, so I don't think this is going to be a one ride out, one ride in kind
No.
of situation. I think they'll very much try and use some of the land to kind of expand upon Rivertown, some of it to maybe add some more around the base of the tower, that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
There's a lot of, what do you call it? There's a lot of wasted potential as far as real estate goes. Like there's long
Mm,
stretches of, just turf that's not actually got anything on there where you could use that space for, I don't know,
so
more
much.
infrastructure. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the current theory I'm going with. It's I guess the reason we haven't had a replacement announced is because there kind of isn't one.
Yeah.
Um, and that land will just slowly evolve. Um, although to this point, it is still standing.
It is.
And I believe even the trains are still there.
Which makes me think that it is a case of them just not being able to spend the money to replace parts for something that was just too expensive to maintain for
Mm,
what it was.
quite possibly. Um, And I mean, that would make sense as well. Intamin prototype, only one of its kind, really. It
Yep.
wouldn't shock me if, at almost 20 years old, there was a part that was going to be a little bit expensive.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's gone at
It's gone.
last. Um, I actually went and wrote it one last time.
Did you?
I did.
Just to see it off.
Yeah, just to say, never again. Um, and I can safely say yeah, no love lost. I didn't have a pleasant time on that ride, as I have not had a pleasant time on any other ride on that coaster.
No, it's yeah. I think it was a good theoretical idea, terrible practical one.
Mm. And um, I mean, you can tell by how good the follow up was in Jet Rescue that it really just came down to, I feel like they tried to just do too much with the motorbike seating style.
And also, I don't think, like, bless him, but I just don't think that Mick Doohan should have been consulted on the layout of a roller coaster.
Probably not. Probably not at all. Um, I'm all for naming and licensing deals,
Yep.
but yeah, no, I don't know why he was as involved as he was. Um, yeah, no, it's gone. I will be curious to see, and I think everyone's kind of watching at the moment to see what happens.
Hmm.
Um, I think I don't expect that whatever happens will be minimal in terms of demolition, because I've been saying for a little while about the general store, about how Dreamworld really didn't put very much effort into.
No, and I don't think that they were really planning to put much effort into it if it was just a temporary measure.
Yeah, well, that's what I think is the reason there was no effort put into retheming it, is because they knew that it only had a couple years at best.
'Twas not
Um,
long for this world.
yes, exactly. Um, so I would not be shocked to see it potentially demolished. Um,
Yep.
I would not be shocked to see. Well, obviously, I
Well,
think the
it
coaster
cuts
itself
the
is going to
whole
be
area
demolished.
in half.
It does. It does.
And
Um,
considering what they've done with one half of Rivertown, it makes the most sense to turn that into an entire boardwalk style area.
it does. Yeah. Um, which there's a long, motor coasters layout is long. So if
Yeah.
that was all, or even if just like most or half of that was going to become Rivertown, there's room for another fairly major attraction within
What
Rivertown.
theoretically, what do you think would go there? And think of what was taken out when they gutted Wiggles World, which used to be Rivertown slash whatever it was called back in the day. So think of all
I
those
mean,
shops and stuff.
yeah, I mean, I'd want them to take the, I'd want like shops like, oh God, thinking back to the old Rivertowns, uh, a, um, a big stretch. I mean, I'd want them to add some basic amenities first and
Yeah.
foremost.
They need
Um,
toilets,
yep, toilets for a start.
some kind
Um,
of cold drink place, um, because Rivertown gets surprisingly hot
it does.
because there's not a lot of shade
Um,
there. So I think they need a shaded area for sure.
and I think something that could work for Rivertown is a revival of a show in the style of what Koala Country Jamboree was.
Yep.
Um, modernized, obviously,
Hmm.
but I think Dreamworld doesn't have a show per se that appeals to everyone in the way
No.
that Movie World's Spy Chase does,
Yeah.
or SeaWorld's Dolphin Show does,
Hmm.
or even arguably their jet ski show. Um, so I think that's something that could be worth considering, whether
Yep.
it's maybe a stunt show in the style of that Indiana Jones one.
Or the bushranger thing that they had going on with the paddle steamer. I think the
Yep.
obvious thing that they'll try and do would be to bring back the paddle steamer.
I think the paddle steamer coming back would be huge for the
Yeah,
park.
because why
Um,
else would they have built that dock area?
yeah, true. I think I think bringing the paddle steamer back would be huge. I Everyone looks back on it with such nostalgia,
Mm,
and it would really give the river a purpose again.
yeah.
Um, I've heard things about this turtle population that supposedly has moved in that
Hmm.
apparently cannot be disturbed.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah, I don't know how much truth there is to that. I do know that if you go to the river, uh, to the edges of the Murrissippi River, there are literally dozens of these
There are
turtles.
so many turtles.
Um, so I don't know how much truth there is to the fact that they need to be protected or something. But
Well, it's not even like it's a, what do you call it? A native habitat. Like that was a man-made river.
it was a man-made river. I guess if it's been sitting there by itself for a long time, though, nothing's stopping the wildlife from moving in.
True.
Um, yeah, so I don't know how much truth there is to that. That's something I have heard. Um, yeah, the paddle steamer coming back would be great.
Hmm.
I think there's a lot of things that I'd want it to be. Dreamworld's screaming out for a water ride. Dreamworld's screaming out for a dark ride. Dreamworld's screaming out for a show. Um, that kind of area of Dreamworld is screaming out for a bunch of basic amenities.
Yeah.
Um, the riverfront is screaming out to be a little bit prettier and more accessible.
Definitely it needs shade.
Yeah, I think the whole of Rivertown, even the part that's already finished, needs shade.
Hmm.
Um,
I
it is one of
think,
the it's one of the areas of the park that gets the hottest in my
yeah, I
experience.
think they need a shaded seating area,
Mm.
which is by the river, and
We could
then
call it
use
Mickback Cove.
Mickback Cove, um, and then like put your amenities on the non-river side, so that you're keeping the river open to like guests and stuff like that to see.
Yeah. Yep.
Um,
Hmm.
and make that side of the river. Oh, that's the problem is that the Dreamworld Express track cuts everything in half. So it's
Yeah.
trying to figure out where things sit, um, and where there can be a crossing of the track, because there's too
Yeah.
many single thoroughfares to get to different places in the park. Whereas more well-designed theme parks allow multiple different routes to other areas of the park.
Well, yeah, because if you want to go, I mean, currently, really, the only paths towards the back side of the park are the crossing at Rivertown, all the way around through Tiger Island, or all the way around up past the giant drop towards former Rocky Hollow kind of area.
Yeah.
So you either go pretty much around the train tracks or go to the one crossing at the
Mm.
Rivertown entrance.
Yeah.
Um, so potentially, yeah, with Motor Coaster gone, there could be room to turn to add a crossing there.
Hmm.
Um, so that I guess Rivertown becomes kind of a thoroughfare rather
Yeah.
than a little.
And I think that's what it
Um,
needs to be. I think it needs to be like a boardwalk, really. Like, it's
yeah,
Rivertown. The river should be the main feature.
yeah, absolutely.
Um,
Yeah,
and so the far end where like the end butt of motor the butt, if I'm trying to think of a better term, the butt of motor coaster,
what?
which backs onto the giant drop. So if it ended there, there'd be a crossing at the very end, so that you could walk out of Rivertown and straight into the path to Australian Geographic Wild.
Yeah, well, on like the geographic wild side of Dreamworld Tower, there's
Mm,
pretty much it's motor coasters layout, then train tracks, then path.
yeah,
So with motor coaster gone, there is now nothing stopping them from putting a a a level crossing adjoining that path, basically.
totally.
Um,
Um, and I think that there should be better use of that grassy space that's between motor coaster, the Dreamworld
that
Express track, and the path
that
to Giant Drop.
weird wedge that's been
That weird
created
wedge,
by
yeah.
yeah, well, I imagine part of it is former Tower of Terror footprint, so
Yep.
it's always kind of been inaccessible. But
Hmm.
then part of it's been created by like the rerouting of the Dreamworld Express
Yep.
and the way they've designed the paths around Steel Taipan.
Hmm.
So it's just been kind of there, and it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
I actually don't know why it's still lockout zone.
Because I think
I
that
can't
there
think.
must be a plan to utilize the
Yeah,
space better.
yeah. I'd like to be able to get up a bit closer to Dreamworld Tower on that side. I feel like there'd be some good angles there for
Yeah,
Giant
for
Drop.
sure. Like
So
there's an entire, what is it, the east side? Because it's east and
ye
west, isn't it?
it is east and west. It'd be you can get right up close to it on the east side, but on the west side, the closest you can get is the pathway
Mm.
a little closer to Steel Taipan.
Oh, near the what do you call it? The fake oil
Yeah,
drill
yeah.
thing.
There's
I
a
drink your
solid
milkshake. Um,
there's a solid 50 meters of space there that you can't go.
yeah, for sure.
Um, Also, I hope they get rid of the spaghetti junction at some point.
Oh yeah. Like that was there purely for the well, like maybe they'll reintroduce it and put the Dreamworld Express back under that footbridge.
Possibly, yeah, reroute it back
And
around that
that
side of the
would
tower.
reopen the wedge for a
Yep.
lot more use of that real estate.
I'm just looking at it on Google Earth now, and you can see where
Because wasn't that wedge where the old Murrissippi Motors was?
it was, but that was before
Tower of Terror.
that was pre motor coaster.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
of course. But
so
like
like that was
old, not like vintage cars back up in where it was, like
yeah,
early days.
prior to that, yeah. Um, but I'm also looking at it now, and I've realized that part of that wedge is where the train tracks used to run. Um, when it used to go all the way down around Blue Lagoon and the Big Brother house,
Yeah,
because it used to go down like through that wedge under the spaghetti junction, down all the way past Blue Lagoon and Big Brother house, and then looped back around and went back under the spaghetti junction. And what used to be Rocky Hollow Station is like right under that spaghetti junction,
yeah.
and then it continued kind of on the same path it does today.
Well, what in my mind, I imagine they'll reinstate that loop de loop bit, and they'll put a station where sort of Blue Lagoon is, and that will be the entrance to the new City Walk kind of area that they're planning on building.
So the Dreamworld Express will actually go out into the
Or at
city
least there'll
walk.
be like another entrance for people coming in from the
Right.
City Walk kind of thing. Like that makes the most sense to me.
That
If you've
would
got people coming in
solve
from retail and hotels,
Steel Taipan's dead end issue too,
yeah,
because Steel Taipan becomes like a secondary entry precinct.
yeah,
Hmm, that would be an interesting move. I'd like that.
because yeah, and then you've got multiple reasons to be through in that area of the park.
True.
Because
That might
that's
encourage them to
that's
add more.
Dreamworld. Yeah, that's Dreamworld's problem at the moment. There's too many dead ends, single routes to get to places.
It's a rabbit warren, really.
Yeah,
It's so many different alterations to pathways and little twisty bits they've added for various reasons that just end up becoming a mess.
I think something better needs to be done with the old buzzsaw footprint, and they need to put some kind of retail or food shops or something in there to make the Steel Taipan precinct less of a single attraction land.
Mm,
Like
mm.
there needs to be other facilities in each land. It
Buzzsaw's
needs to be
footprint
a
is a bit,
land as opposed to just, you know,
yeah. Buzzsaw's
Steel
footprint is a bit
Taipan.
narrow, but looking at it, there's like all the pathway that used to be basically the entrance to Buzzsaw is still there,
Mm.
and the station is still there. So you could definitely create a little pocket of retail or
Even if it's
dining or
just all the
whatever it may be.
facility stuff, like they've
Mm,
already got the, what do you call it, the overwhelmed shack kind of thing, whatever it's called.
the sensory shack, yeah.
Yeah. So even if it's like more like first aid, like all those amenities and stuff like that,
Mm, mm, that could
because it's
work.
not
And
really a sort of a huge area.
no, and it's very awkwardly shaped, unfortunately.
Yeah. So even if it was more just like kiosk style shops,
Mm,
so you know, you get
something
your
little.
Taipan dogs or something. I don't know.
Taipan dogs. Oh, it's a scary sounding dog.
Woof woof.
Uh, no, but I mean, I'm encouraged by what I've seen, what I saw on my visit to Dreamworld, though.
Yeah,
Um, King Claw being the elephant in the room there.
100%.
Beautiful, beautiful ride.
Yeah.
Um, I got some great footage of it that I still haven't used because I've been really lazy with videos at the moment. Um, life gets in the way.
Who does it ever?
But yeah, it's a fantastic new ride. The queue is great. The attention to detail is fantastic.
They
There's a
didn't
little
have to go as hard as they did, and yet they did.
They went super hard. There's even like extra theming across the path, kind of where the old hot dog
Yeah, the little sort of
stand
boat
used to
tour
be.
shack,
Yeah, yeah, and you can go up there and ring the bell.
which is really cute.
I like that. It's really fun.
And it makes the Main Street architecture make more sense because it makes it seem like a New England fishing town
mm,
with Victorian architecture. It feels more cohesive, and there's a reason for it to turn into Ocean Parade now.
yeah, it works really well. I think it it actually just made me want to be in Ocean Parade a little bit more.
Hmm.
I I actually hung out in Kickback Cove when I needed to sit down. I have never ever set foot in that place since it stopped being Wipeout.
Yeah.
Um, and but I needed to sit down, and I was hanging out around that area. I was like, I'll just grab a drink and go sit in Kickback Cove and get some footage of King Claw. Why not?
Mm.
Um, so yeah, it definitely succeeds in being bringing a little bit more aesthetic aestheticness and kinetic energy
Yeah,
back
for sure.
to Ocean Parade that makes it nicer to be in.
The next thing I think they need to do is, aside, like, even like motor coaster replacement aside, is just they need to get their shit together with Ocean Parade and the sort of weird metastasization of the landscaping and facilities that are on that far end. Like, you've still got the
Mm,
old Thunderbolt building, you've got the weird Trolls Village area, you've got this Shake Shack hut thing, you've got the Gold
that never
Coaster,
gets
you've got
used.
Kickback Cove. That needs to be all properly designed, like with like a landscaper, so that it has a flow, that there's a reason to walk around, and there's like spots for actual attractions.
Yeah. It especially yeah, that far end is very what the fuck is going on there.
Yeah.
Um, I think perhaps that they are waiting, and the
Hmm.
reason that I suspect that they are waiting is that I think Gold Coaster's replacement will
Yeah.
stretch out that way.
I
I
dare say
I just
so.
have this feeling that it will become rather than stretching out over Whitewater World, it will stretch out in kind of almost an L shape out towards the former Thunderbolt station.
Yeah.
Um,
Like, to me,
and
it'll
so,
be Thunderbolt 2.0 or whatever they decide to call that.
yeah, yeah, it'll kind of occupy a little bit more of Thunderbolt space,
Mm,
and I imagine that'll give them a reason to redevelop that whole area into more of a an entry precinct for that ride.
mm,
Um, so I think that's perhaps why it's in a very dormant shape at the moment because they're just holding off
yeah.
um, for whenever that is going to be. Although I did hear that there was some alterations made to Gold Coaster's maintenance bay and kind of braking area that suggests that they that may not be for a little while because they're still investing in keeping it um, up to scratch and like improvements of like quality of life for operators and stuff.
Okay.
So that yeah, could be a few years down the track.
Yeah. So on the bingo card, what do we think is the most likely to get the investment? Is it Ocean Parade or is it Rivertown 2.0?
Right now, I think it's Rivertown 2.0.
Yeah.
I think because I think that something that I'm not sure if I do remember it being mentioned on for example Dane's podcast or anything, but I think something that Dreamworld definitely wants to avoid in the Greg Yong era that it's been known for before is dormant abandoned attractions.
Yeah.
Um, there's some that are still obviously there that are layovers from that era, Blue Lagoon, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't think they want Motor Coaster to be there um,
It's
longer
right
than it
smack
needs
dab
to.
in the middle of the park, too. At least,
Yeah,
like, Blue Lagoon is out of sight, out of mind.
yeah, exactly. So I think Motor Coaster. I don't know what's taking them so long. Actually, I think Motor Coaster will go, and once it's gone, because it's of its central location, we'll see development.
You know what I reckon it is?
What?
Financial year.
Mm,
I think
that
they're
could
going to
be
wait
true.
until July 1 before they announce anything.
Fair enough. And in these uncertain times, I cannot blame them.
Oh my goodness.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, people like trying to travel to whether it's the Middle East or Europe, like where sort of the main stopover is in the Middle East. It's not good times. It's so their tourism
No.
dollar is probably not ideal, especially from Europeans and people in
Um,
that area of the world.
yeah. Speaking of the independent fuel station right outside the town I live in, um, got featured on got some national attention today for having its fuel prices at about $3.35.
It's been a long time since I've bought fuel. What is the normal price it should be?
So pre all of this Middle East tension, it
Hmm.
sits around $1.70 to $1.90,
Yeah,
and
it's
then I've seen it push up since this whole crisis began into the low $2 range.
yeah,
Um, yeah, $3.35. Sadly, I think that's because independents are kind of being choked out of
right.
supply at the moment. But yeah,
And you probably got people panic buying petrol as well.
yes, I think there are a lot of people panic buying petrol, um, which I I don't want to give any advice because I am not an expert on the matter, but I do know that 90% of our supply of petrol comes from the Asia Pacific
Yeah.
region, with our largest suppliers being, I believe, South Korea and Singapore. So don't panic.
Mhm.
It may affect our supply down the line, but for right now,
But
we're
I think we're
cool.
good for
Just
the moment.
relax.
I think we've got
Just chill.
a decent amount in stocks as well, like in reserves.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe it's something like just over a month of we can go just over a month on reserve alone.
Mm.
Something like that.
Um, but yeah, so it's and like all prices for airfares and stuff for April next year, which would have been the time I was looking at to travel, have blown out.
Yes. Um
And also wanting to make plans when most places stop over in things like Doha and stuff like that.
mm,
It's not
look at
exactly the best.
Singapore.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that season three might not be a European trip anymore. I'm
Mm,
starting to think that maybe it's a Southeast Asian trip.
could be, but I also do mean look at like Singapore Airlines
Oh yeah,
because Singapore is also a major stopover hub.
yeah,
It'll mean your second leg is significantly longer, but
yeah. I think the last time I went
you
to Europe, we stopped over in Hong Kong.
mm, when I went over there for the full year, on the way I stopped in Singapore, and on the way back I stopped in Hong Kong.
Mm,
So I haven't even done the Middle East stopover.
no, but
Um,
Singapore's airport's lovely by the looks of things.
it's fantastic. It's a
Yeah,
beautiful airport. Um, yeah, I'm nervously clutching my luggage, prepared for a trip in about a month's time. That I'm like, oh, like I know I'm not going anywhere particularly dangerous, but travel at the moment is looking like, ooh,
mm,
this could get dicey.
yeah, 100%.
Um, so we've got
Plus, I
our
should
fingers and our
probably. Sorry.
we've got our fingers and our toes crossed that jet fuel supplies stay stable, so that we
Yeah,
don't end up with a cancelled flight on our hands.
yeah. Have you got it booked and everything?
Yeah, everything's booked,
Okay,
um, and flights wise, refundable. So
right.
wouldn't be the end of the world, but it would be a big heartbreak.
Um, yeah. Plus, like, it's not just sort of travel, but it's like postage costs and things like that as well will probably blow out if, you know,
Mm.
um, things get really dire.
Yeah, yeah. It's amazing how it has a huge knock-on effect.
Yeah. But yeah, and also I should probably be saving up for a new computer, considering that my one seems to have died in the arse.
Oh,
Uh,
good. They always
yeah.
do that right at the most convenient moments, don't
Oh
they?
yeah, right in the middle of a season.
My phone kicked the bucket right in the middle of that Gold Coast trip.
Oh really?
Um, Thankfully, 2 days before I visited the first park, so it's not like I lost
Footage.
footage or anything like that. And
Right.
actually, I ended up with a better quality camera because I had to go and get a new phone.
Right.
Um, so yeah, but it picked the most inopportune moment.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah. So once I release that footage, though, you'll be very pleasantly surprised by the increase in quality. Um, Once
Considering that
it's
you don't
released,
have like a cloudy lens from when you got water in at that time.
yeah, yep, it'll be nice and crisp and 4K,
Nice and
nice
crisp.
and beautiful.
Kellogg's Special K. Keeps you looking good.
Yeah. You know what else I did up there at the Gold Coast that we haven't addressed?
What did you do?
I did the old Scooby Doo spooky coaster.
How was it?
Um, oh no. Oh, here comes the Jake Shits on Movie World podcast again.
Was it at least better?
Ah, sadly, I would say in some areas yes, and in others very much no.
Okay.
Um, I did notice and I have to go back again because it was a very busy day when we went to Movie World, so we actually bought a fast pass just to get on it.
Yeah, fair call.
But I rode in the back row of the car, and I was told by, my sister's partner, who is also a very tall gentleman like me, that the leg room in the front didn't seem to have improved very much and that he it was still kind of just as he remembered it.
Right.
But I felt that in the back row, actually, I was really comfortable back there. There
Okay.
was ample leg room. The lap bar did still punch me in the guts on that final break, which is another
Ha-
thing that I question. Like, why whatever improvements they made to the brakes are not noticeable. I'm sorry.
right.
They
How would you say? Sorry, continue.
yeah, they just well, they just hit just as hard as they did before, which was always the problem for me because it's like absolutely slams you.
Yeah.
Um, hmm.
Is it still sort of spine shattering in that sort of last drop?
The backwards drop is still rough. Yeah.
Okay.
The last little bit, I mean, it's no worse than any other wild mouse.
Hmm.
But the breaks at the end are still horrid. Um, and also, I know that I think it was Theme Park Ogre mentioned this in that final little drop where you go through the tiki mouth.
Yep.
They've added these lights.
The blinders. Yeah.
Yeah, they've added blinders in there. Oh my god, they are way too bright and way too close. I guess that's the intention, but I don't really see what for. And it's just very unpleasant.
Yeah. From what I understand, it sears into your retinas.
Yeah, it absolutely burns you. They're
In,
blinding. It's like having
insert
2
gif of the
suns.
sardine from SpongeBob going, my eyes.
Exactly. No, I get the purpose of blinders, but I don't really see what they did it for. Because usually it's,
Yeah.
like, to deliberately dazzle you so that there's kind of a reveal of something that comes after, but that's literally the end of the ride,
Yeah.
so I don't know what they did it for. Um, yeah. Overall theming, like, a lot of it that I was happy with was, a revert to kind of as it was before,
Hmm.
return of some classic animatronics and stuff. There
Yep.
was some nice additions as well that kind of added to the original without overshadowing it in any way.
Yep.
Um, the one screen that is still there, it it's an improvement, but it still feels very I feel like they could do more in terms of blending the screen with the physical environment.
Yep.
Still very sharp-edged screen that's very obvious where it begins and ends.
Yep.
Um, but it's an improvement over the PS2 graphic monsters.
Yeah. The
Um,
projection of the pirated DVD against the backyard shed.
yep, yep. No, the gremlin in the food room is definitely an improvement in terms of the actual quality of the projection.
Yeah.
So I'll give them that. Other than that, like, not all that much has really changed from the original. They've got rid of Scrappy Doo in the elevator, thankfully.
Thank fuck.
Um, but yeah, the big glaring thing that I am really upset about is the removal of the disco lights. Um,
Yeah. That's a
there's
choice.
it's a weird choice, and I saw a POV before I went and went, "Wait, what? Why have they done that?" And then I went, and it's even worse than that because something that becomes glaringly obvious, when there's nothing else going on other than pure darkness, is that that soundstage is not perfectly light-proofed.
Right.
So there's all these, like, little gaps where you can see sunlight,
Right. Okay.
and and you can also
It
see
takes away from
every
it.
yeah, you can see all these the little gaps where you can see sunlight through like air vents or whatever it may be, and you can see every emergency exit sign. You can see every light on like the ride sensors and everything.
Hmm.
It just really takes away from it because it's like, what? This is really bland, I guess. Like,
What was the reason?
I don't see how there could possibly be a reason to have removed the disco lights. They still play the soundtrack in there, so what?
Yeah, softly, from what I understand.
Yeah, yeah, not very audibly. Um, but like, why? What? I don't understand that at all. The final Tiki Room is probably the one part of the theming that they have drastically improved.
Yeah,
Um, there's a cool like projection onto the tiki face that
yeah,
gives it this really cool look, um, which is then immediately followed by the blinders. Um, but overall, yeah, it's a weird upgrade, and I like some parts of it, and I hate others, and I'm left kind of baffled by the choices they've made.
yeah. Movie world.
Hmm. They've done
You-
some. They've made some choices. They've done some things.
Choices.
Hmm. Yes, it was an interesting day at Movie World. Kansas Twister was still on one train, by the way.
Oh my god.
I still don't have the other side of it.
It's this. Like, if they aren't going to staff it enough to operate both sides, why did you put in a dueling coaster?
I I don't know why they put it in. I don't know why it's why did they not just add one family boomerang?
Yeah, like the quest.
Yeah. What the more I see it go on, the more I think that the STC boomerang combo of Emerald Park or Trips Drill was the choice that they should have gone with
Yeah.
because it gives them one more family coaster, which I think makes more sense than two more. It gives them another thrill coaster, which admittedly they don't need, but you know, it was like for like anyway because they got rid of Arkham Asylum. Um,
Well,
and I
but
just
that's a
think,
thrill coaster. This is like a family coaster, suspended.
well,
So
that's
it's
what I
not
mean
exactly
is,
like for like.
well, but that's what I mean is that getting an STC instead of the SFC
Oh
would
right,
have
yeah,
made
okay,
it a like for like change.
sure.
So while I don't think Movie World is in desperate need of another thrill coaster, you know, it would have just been one out, one in, and then add a family coaster. Um, and the STC can run with two trains, so it would have been better for capacity. Um, it would have been probably more popular. It wouldn't have been identical to something that's already at a smaller Australian park.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm still baffled by that. Yeah, um, that was Movie World.
nice. Did you get to see well? Yeah, you did get to see well. We saw you in
I did.
Coaster Dash's video.
I did. I went along to see
How
Coaster Dash and National
national
Coasters
coasters?
and our good friend That's So Mid.
How was the gang?
Yeah, they were loving SeaWorld. They had a great time. They loved Leviathan.
How was
Um,
it running?
better actually. Um, I thought it was running just about as well as I've seen it since it opened. Kind of just the right amount of rough around the edges and running nice and fast.
Okay,
Nothing that was too like it's still rough. It's a gravity group with timberliners, but it like just the right amount where it was never uncomfortable, always just added to that wooden coaster intensity.
sure.
Um, and I'm very glad that I wrote it backwards. Which also hold the phone. Leviathan backwards is free.
When did that happen?
I don't know. I didn't even know that going in there on the day because um, I went up there to ride it, and there was a semi-decent queue, and I was like, "I kinda don't wanna deal with this right now. I might just book a backwards ticket." Um, and I went on the app and it wasn't there. And I was like, "Oh, that's really weird. Um, I wonder if it's sold out or something." I was really confused, and I decided, "Oh, I'll just go up and I'll ask the attendant at the front of the queue, like, maybe I have to go and pay for it at the tavern or something." Um, yeah, no, it's free. You just have to wait in the separate, backwards queue, and obviously they only let in 2 at a time.
Okay. Was there much of a
Which
line?
no, like, I waited, like, 3 trains. It's like, "Wait, this is the ultimate hack. What do you mean?" Um, yeah.
Insert Jennifer Lawrence gif. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah. I don't know, I guess maybe I don't know if it was a temporary thing or if they've my fear at the time was that it had gotten so rough that they decided they couldn't justify charging for it anymore, but it was running fine, so I don't know what the what the go is there. It's not like VRTP to turn down an opportunity for money.
Mr. Krabs, I like money.
Well, apparently not this time. Yeah, bizarre. But yeah, it's free. I don't know, if that was January, so let us know in the comments if that has since been revoked. But when I went up there, and at the time that Coaster Dash and all that were here, yeah, it was totally free.
Nice.
Mm,
I've been
can't
enjoying
complain.
watching their adventures around the country.
Yes, I I feel like I can reveal this now. I am a little sad for them, because I they asked me about, Jacko's coaster because
All
they were
right.
actually doing Mark is also really into his, like, national parks and that sort of thing. He has a separate channel, called Travel Dash where he goes to, like, national parks and, beautiful,
Yeah.
particularly natural, landmarks and that sort of thing. So they were doing a bunch of the hikes around New Zealand, and they were actually gonna be fairly conveniently close to, Trevor Jackson's backyard coaster, and
Yep.
I gave them his email because I was like, "Yeah, dude, go. Like, just send him an email." He was really chill and let me go and ride it. Turns out that he's actually painting it right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that he was like, "I'm not sure it's gonna be ready for you guys." But he said he would get back to them, and judging by the videos that they've released so far, and what is out and what's been on his Instagram, I don't think they got there.
Oh, that's
So,
a shame. That's just poor timing and bad luck. It's no one's fault. That's
yeah, that is tough luck.
yeah. Because he
I
sounds like
mean,
a genuinely lovely person.
oh, yeah, he was really, really lovely, and more than happy to, um, have me over and let me ride it and have a look around. It was yeah, he's a lovely dude. So I'm disappointed that they didn't get the chance, but, it looks like they had a great time in New Zealand anyway.
Mm. And they seem to have missed out on the Choco Express as well, which
Did they?
only
I thought
seems
they got it.
no, it seems like it's only accessible if you've got a child in tow.
Oh, I thought they got it, but Gold Rush was down. Um,
Gold Rush was down by the looks of things, but I also don't think they got on the Choco Express either.
damn, that's rough. I know they went to Crystal Mountain though, so at least they got 2 credits in New Zealand.
Okay, cool.
Um,
Like it seems like
yeah.
everyone's gone over to New Zealand recently. Like Ogre and Mr. Yum Yum did.
Yep, yep.
Um,
Saw their vlogs. Um, Looked like they had a good time at Rainbow's End.
yeah,
I need to go back there. It's such a nice little park.
and it's not actually that expensive to head over to Auckland, is it?
No, I mean, we say that when we just talked about how flight
Yeah,
prices are probably gonna increase, but from
but
memory,
also you
it's
don't
only
need a
like
passport to go to Auckland. I don't think if you're an
you
Australian
do, you
citizen.
do, you do. You need an Australian passport, but you don't need you won't get like border checked or anything. If you show them an
Right.
Australian passport, they'll you just yeah, straight wave
Okay.
you straight through. Um,
It's been a hot minute since I went to New Zealand, so
Australian
I
passports have
knew that there was
limitless
something
limitless.
that you didn't have to do. Like it was like you didn't need a visa or something like that.
Yeah, you have limitless access, no visa,
Yeah,
and you can work there actually. So like, um, you could basically drop everything and to move to New Zealand, no immigration required.
that's cool.
Um, and vice versa, they can do that
Yeah,
here. Um, but yeah, it's from memory. The last time I went there would have been like a few $100 return. Like it's not. It's no. It'd be like a mid to high domestic flight.
yeah.
You
It'd be
probably
cheaper than flying to Perth.
well cheaper than flying to Perth. Yeah. Um. Yeah, and it's a pretty pleasant flight. Only three
Like
four
two
hours, I
hours or
think.
something.
About 3 or 4.
Three. Okay.
It's not too bad. Sydney to Auckland's a nice flight.
Yeah, it's been so long since I've been there. I think it was last time I went was like 2017, so it's almost 10
Mm.
years.
I was over there 2023 and 2024.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I love it there. New Zealand's a great country. Actually,
But
now that I
yes.
think about it, I want to go back.
Well, let me
I
know
want to
when
go
you're
back to
going
New
and
Zealand.
we can both go.
Yeah, Ejected Bear Time season 2.5 New Zealand.
Well, that's the thing. I need to sort of finish off Australasia because I didn't cover Scooby Doo. Big Bananas just opened. I haven't done any of the New Zealand coasters. Um, Mornington Alpine Coaster is not going to open until 2027, so don't need to worry
2028, I've
about that.
heard.
Oh, is it 2028? Is it?
Mm.
Okay.
I think it's still a few years away.
All right.
They're in the early planning stages there.
But yeah, with this gap between my episodes for season two, it's probably going to push out the end of season two to like, I don't know, August, September or something. So
Mm.
yeah, we'll see how we go.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm
So it
still
might,
working on things. I don't know when my next video is going to be. We'll figure it out.
yeah, that's the thing. So I put a little message up saying sorry for the radio silence, but like between that and some personal issues, it's been a bit of a shit month.
They happen, unfortunately.
Yeah. Um, Single again here, folks. So yeah,
Damn,
these things happen.
they do.
But yes,
Oh,
so trying to throw myself back into coasters and editing and a bit of fitness to get coaster fit again because stacked a few kilos on when I broke my ankle that time. So just trying to get match fit again. Yeah, trying to get back to business as usual.
yeah. No, that's good. I'm preparing for Japan. We've still got a little bit of booking and stuff to do. All the important stuff's done. Just like getting our park tickets and a little bit of the domestic travel sorted. Um,
Um, do you mind me asking what your proposed itinerary as far as parks go is?
sure.
Or is that
So
Secret Squirrel?
no, I've got it right here. So inside scoop for Total Bear listeners.
Ooh,
My first park will be Universal Studios Japan.
I'm
Um,
currently trying to edit that episode, so
my second park. Keep in mind that we do have a lot of sightseeing days, and I
that's good.
have told my travel friend that um, in the event that I'm just feeling the coaster itch and not feeling the sightseeing itch, I may endeavor to squeeze in some more small parks along the way. So these are just the
Mhm,
ones that I'm 100% definitely going to.
sure.
Um, there may be more. We'll see. The second park will be Himeji Central Park.
Very nice.
The third park will be Nagashima Spa Land.
Yes.
The fourth park will be Shima Spain Village,
Okay, so
Parque España.
you're going up to Nagoya and then coming back down to Shima.
Yes, there was the reason for that was that we're traveling entirely by public transport, and
Hmm.
Shima's a bit of a shit to get to.
It
Um,
is.
and with the way the timing worked out, especially since we also wanted to squeeze in half a day sightseeing in Nara,
Right.
um, the best way we figured out to do it was to stop over in Nara on a day where we traveled from our accommodation in Osaka to our accommodation in Nagoya.
Right.
Getting to Shima and squeezing in Nara was just not a possibility in one day. So basically, the plan is Osaka to Nara to Nagoya, Nagashima Spa Land, and then after that, Shima, stay in Shima for a night, and then head back on our way to Tokyo.
Okay.
Um, it's a bit of a roundabout way of doing things, but it's just the best way it figured out with timing and with how long it takes to get between places and fitting in those sightseeing spots as well.
Mm.
Um,
So yes,
then
Shima Spain Village.
then over the course of a couple of days, we'll be making our way up to Tokyo. So the next uh, day that I probably do will be a sightseeing day where I go to Tokyo Dome City, Tokyo Joypolis, and Hanayashiki.
I'm not familiar with Hanayashiki.
It is home to Japan's oldest roller coaster.
Oh, right,
Um,
that one in the middle of the city. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. So I'll be doing those three.
yeah. Hmm.
Um, then Tokyo Disney Sea. We're not
Yes.
doing Tokyo Disneyland because I've been before and my travel partner doesn't have a whole lot of interest. Um,
Honestly, you're not missing out on a whole lot. And Space Mountain hasn't
no.
been rebuilt yet.
Yeah, with no Space Mountain, I'm like, no point.
Yeah.
Um, then day trip to Fuji-Q Highland,
Nice.
then Yomiuri Land.
Oh, it hurts. Oh, I feel so
I am very
cheated.
sorry. And finally, Tobu Zoo.
Okay.
Um, so those are the confirmed parks. Like I said, we've got plenty of sightseeing time that if I'm just feeling coasterish, may turn
Hmm.
into some other parks. But most likely, I'll probably just take those days to enjoy Japan.
Um, I'd say you could spend half a day to get to see Paradise in Yokohama. Um, I
Yeah,
don't think Cosmo World's worth it.
I'm thinking about Sea Paradise. It's one of the ones I've got bookmarked on my little map as be aware that it's there in case you want to do squeeze in some more credits.
It's fun
Um,
for what it is, but it's also you sort of want to be in the area.
mm,
Because it feels like going quite a lot out of the way just to get one coaster. So
yeah.
that's why like if you're in the area, then you might as well fit Cosmo World in as well. But
Mm.
um,
Unfortunately, we are spending most of the time up in Tokyo.
yeah.
So it
Whereas
would be a
we our home base was in Yokohama, so
yeah, okay. Um, yeah, but those are the planned trips. I'm very keen for obviously flying dinosaur, Hakuge, um, of course,
Ijanika.
Ejinaika. Ejinaika's worrying me a little bit
Why?
after my Dinoconda experience.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Maybe
I'm
take some breaks in between your laps.
I am a little bit nervous. I think it'll end up probably getting a better impression, mainly because Dinoconda was like the only thing to do at China Dinosaurs Park after I'd done everything.
Right.
It was the only thing that I wanted re-rides on, so maybe I went a bit hard. Um, so I can imagine I'll space out my rides on Age and Ica a little bit better.
Probably a
Um,
solid plan.
yeah, but I'm looking forward to just the quirkiness of Japanese parks overall.
Oh
So
yeah.
things like Bandit and like weird Togos and stuff like that.
That's why I enjoyed Surf Coaster Leviathan, because it was my first Togo. Um,
And just
and it was
bizarre.
like it was fun. I wouldn't say it's a huge amount of airtime, but there's a lot of sort of helixes and stuff, which is really intense. There's a little bit of jank to it, but not too much.
Mm.
Um, Fujiyama had the most jank out of any of the major coasters. It was just, oh my goodness, those transitions.
Which makes me feel like it's one I'm either gonna hate or love.
You'll love it for the view, because that view going up the lift hill looking directly at Mount Fuji is incredible. It is
Mm.
worth the price of admission. Um, but yes, those transitions. Oh, I can still feel them.
I just can't get it out of my head how much El Toro Ryan likes it. And
Okay.
I'm like, I know someone who loves it, which
The
makes me
drops
feel
are
like,
really intense and really cool, but
mm,
oh, those transitions.
it's that that back and forth section, isn't it?
Yeah,
That bit at the end, yeah, yeah. That doesn't look fun. I'm gonna
yeah.
be real. Um, but I'm curious. There's some coasters that I love the jank, and there's some coasters that I'm like, no, don't come near me with that. So I'm curious to find out where it will fall on that scale.
Mm.
Um,
Like I did enjoy it, but it's like it wasn't a one and done. Like we got multiple rides in, but whew,
yeah, yeah, can't imagine. Um, I feel like the dark horse that I'm most looking forward to is actually Bandit at Yomiuri Land for a similar reason to Fujiyama.
mm.
Just huge Togo.
And like
Um,
terrainy kind of.
yeah, huge terrainy Togo. Oh, and of course Pyrenees, um, which I've heard
Two
is,
coasters that I missed out on.
oh yes, I've heard Pyrenees is one of the best B&M
Yeah,
inverts,
100%.
and I if it's anywhere near Monster, it'll be right up there in my rankings.
Mm.
I Monster at Walligator is just insane. So
Um,
I'm hopeful it'll be on a similar level.
yeah, because Diavolo at Himeji ended up being my first B&M invert from memory.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
because I didn't get on Pyrenees, and then the only other B&M invert I think we did was Python in Gyeongju World.
Hmm. Which was meant to be my first B&M invert, but it was closed. So my first B&M invert was Nemesis Inferno, I think.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't get on one until I went over to Europe.
Because my first B&Ms were flying coasters from memory. Yeah,
Mine
I think
was
mine was
what
Acrobat at Nagashima.
right. Mine was a dive and a flawless. Taiwan. Diving machine at
Um,
insane speed.
just trying to. Yeah, because I don't think I did. Yeah, it would have been. Um, d- oh no, so yeah, Acrobat would have been my first.
Mm-hmm.
Then Flying Dinosaur and Hollywood Dream.
Mm.
Um, Diavolo. And then I think it would have been Draken and Python.
Mm. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's all the
Yeah.
B&Ms. Hmm. They are a manufacturer that is very quickly fading off
Yeah, they're not really
my.
building anything new, are they?
Well, they're building Tormenta, but I'm worried about it because recently the POV dropped for their new family invert at SeaWorld San Antonio.
Right.
Um, and the rattle, you can hear the rattle in the
Oh,
POV.
really?
It's bad.
Oof.
I hope that it's just being amplified by the camera or something, but initial reviews I've heard are that it's shaky.
Mm.
which seems to be a
Um,
common issue with them now.
yeah, I see that we're seeing a lot of well, not a lot, but like a couple of POVs of the Codaland coasters.
Yes. Palindrome has. Is it opened or has it just been preview rides?
I think it's just preview rides for the moment because they still haven't
Mm.
even landscaped around it yet.
All I know is that I think it was Coaster Studios video said it was. Well, the I haven't watched the video, but the title said better than expected. So I'm
Yeah.
actually a little bit curious about Palindrome more than I was before.
Hmm.
Um, Circuit Breaker
And
looks good.
yeah, so
Mm.
I'm just looking forward to them finishing that park and having it sort of looking schmick
Yeah,
because right
fully.
now it still looks like a construction zone in the middle of a racetrack,
Yeah.
which
No, it's
kind of is.
it's been long enough.
Hmm.
Um, what else has happened in Coaster news? Unexpectedly, in my opinion, um, Captain Coaster's rankings have a new king,
Oh,
our good friend Falcon's Flight,
oh,
which surprises me. I didn't think it would be that good. I thought it would be crazy,
hmm.
and I thought it would be, people would rave about how big it was, but I didn't think in terms of quality, I kind of didn't think that layout was that good.
I think just the sheer audacity and scope and like it's hard not to like even the airtime of that main hill. I could think it'd be hard to beat those experiences.
Mm. Yeah, it's audacious. That's there's no doubt
Mm.
about that. Um,
Get get your rides in while you can, because things are not particularly stable over there.
I think maybe a little bit too late at the moment.
Yeah, right.
I've I'll admit that I've had my eye on it this year, being like, look, maybe I'll get a good tax return. It's not a part of the world that I particularly feel totally safe in yet, but I'm like,
Hmm.
I could do a fly in, a few days there, fly out.
Yeah,
I could do something like that. And I was like, we'll see how the tax return goes. We'll see if I can get some time off. Maybe it'll be another Coaster Odyssey episode I do this year.
yeah.
You've got to consider it. And yeah, I think that those plans are quickly dissipating before my eyes.
I think a lot of travel plans are at the moment.
Mm,
I think it's just a time to maybe stay local.
yeah. Um, at the moment, everything's that one in particular, but everything's kind of on pause other than Japan at the moment for me. I'm like, it's too late for Japan. We've just got to hold on and
Hope
hope
for
for
the
the best.
best. Hmm.
Everything else, let's just wait and see.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. In these troubled times,
yeah,
do what
yeah,
we can
very.
to make do with what we've got.
And I will say, very first world problems. I am definitely not, um, complaining. I'm very lucky to have the opportunity to travel in the first place. And if
100%.
the worst that comes out of this for me is some expensive fuel and a couple of cancelled trips, then
Yeah, we're doing a lot better than people in other parts of the world. So,
exactly.
so
So
yeah,
yeah,
do not
definitely.
take this as us trivializing what is a horrible time in the world. Yeah, we
Mm,
are fully aware of what's going on. We're just trying to keep it light here on the channel.
of course. Well, it's good to be back.
It is
Finally.
nice to have a little bit of a gas bag.
Yeah. Do you know I learned to DJ?
You were mentioning that. How did that come about?
So, for those who don't know, my job is in student experience at a university. So we run it's, the kind of fun stuff for the students that keeps the student life engaging outside of classes.
Hmm.
Um, and we've at this our university has a student bar. That bar died during COVID, um,
Right.
and then when it reopened, was hit by a tornado. And then
Okay.
when it reopened from that, they didn't have the money to actually like function it anymore. So it just became basically a function space, like
Right.
for events only. So there hasn't been a student bar for years. Um, and we've set out with the goal of reviving it, but we've been given, as per usual, no budget. So one of the solutions was, well, hey, if we can't afford to hire a DJ to have nights out at the student bar, why don't we just invest in a little DJ desk that we can attach to a laptop and learn how to do it ourselves?
Nice.
Um, and I'm not like super great at it, but I'm enjoying learning it, and it's a lot of fun.
What's your DJ name?
DJ Waddles, as in what a penguin
Waddles?
does. Yes. So the story was that it was the orientation night party was meant to be a fancy dress party of dress as your degree.
Right.
So like, doctors came dressed as medical students came dressed as doctors and all that sort of stuff. And
Sure.
I had nothing. I have no costumes. The only costume I have is a costume that I bought for a party I had last year, which is a penguin onesie. And I went, you know what? I'd rather go as something that doesn't make sense than go as nothing at all.
Oh, is
And
this your
so
Swiss party?
yeah, I had the penguin that I had for my Swiss party. So I went in the
Uh,
penguin onesie and got a pair of the deal with it meme sunglasses and wore that. And then, yeah, when I told everyone that that's what I was going to be wearing when I was DJing, we came up with DJ Waddles, um, and it's stuck.
Go
I am now
DJ Waddles.
I am now DJ Waddles.
Oh, that tickles me.
There is a fantastic photo of me in a penguin onesie with deal with it sunglasses, with like full on haze and lights and everything, DJing.
That's awesome.
It's a lot of fun. Uh, well, we're
Yes,
back. What
we
should we
are.
talk about next week? I feel like we should set an
A,
agenda for
a
next week's
topic?
meeting.
When do we ever set an agenda though? That's isn't is that not the whole appeal of this channel?
I think it is the appeal, but I also feel like we could tease what's coming.
Oh,
What have we talked about?
well, we've sort of talked about all of the Aussie stuff. Have we talked about Bounty's Revenge over at Adventure World yet? Because that has well and truly opened.
No, it is also open. It is open. And I know, well, actually, I haven't heard very much about it. I mean, I'm sure it's glad that locals are glad to have it back.
Yeah, it's a Huss pirate ship, does what it says on the tin.
Hmm. I
Like,
think it's
I
a good
think they're
addition for them.
totally, and I think it's something that had so many memories for people, the original one, that I think it made sense for them to add it.
The
Um,
nostalgia
mm,
definitely helps.
yeah, so I think it will probably hold more value for locals than it will for interstate/international guests. Um,
But that being said, I also think that there was a gap there for Adventure World's lineup. They've got their real big thrill rides like Abyss and Goliath and Black Widow, which are your like
well,
extreme
that's
thrill
if
rides.
Black Widow is running.
Yeah, God, whenever it is running. But then there's kind of nothing below that. Like, other than I don't want to try and put water slides into the same kind of thrill marker as
Yeah,
dry rides. It's kind of hard to do. So if you just count the dry rides below like those big thrill rides, you've got really nothing.
Mm,
So I think having a slightly more moderate thrill ride just bridges that gap a little bit.
yeah. They
Um,
do need a family coaster.
they need a family coaster. Oh my god, they need a family coaster so bad. Um, or at the very least, like a log flume or something.
Yeah.
There's got to be something in there for families.
Because people like anyone older than being like a single digit kid is going to be so bored with the Yarly's Dragon Kingdom.
Yeah, it's all little kids rides. Yeah, there's a big age demographic that's got nothing to do at Adventure World,
100%. All except for the water slides.
except for the water slides, obviously. But ideally, you should be a hybrid park for everyone. Um, and if you're
And
too
they
big for
haven't filled
Dragon
the gap.
Express,
They haven't filled the
mm,
gap that Rampage had
no,
left.
and I feel like that's right for it. It's yeah, if you're too small for Bounty's Revenge, but too bored by Dragon Express, you've got nothing.
Yeah.
Um, and actually, and that kind of proves my point that Bounty's Revenge is a good addition because that gap used to be much bigger. It was
Hmm.
like if you're too scared of Goliath and too big for Dragon Express, then you've got nothing.
Yeah.
So good addition. Next needs to be something family oriented.
Yeah. Ideally, a coaster to really put them on the map.
I'd say so. Yeah, family coaster of some description. There's a lot of good stuff from Vekoma, some good
Hmm.
stuff lately from Gerstlauer. Um,
And they've got the relationship with Gerstlauer because of Abyss.
yep, yep. That Gerstlauer family coaster at Jardin d'Acclimatation in Paris is it looks fantastic. It's
And not a
pretty
huge
short.
footprint.
It's a bit short, but it
Hmm.
it can do a lot.
Yeah,
So something they should consider.
for sure. Um, but yeah, they've definitely got the space.
They do. Yeah.
They just need the money and the investment.
Yeah, here's hoping that that's not something that they're going to struggle to get. I can understand why there's been a gap. I'm sure COVID did nobody any favors.
Well, from what I understand, they put a new investment in maybe every 2 years. So now that we've just gotten Bounty's Revenge, it's probably going to be 2 years before we see the next investment.
So yeah, late 2027, early 2028
Yeah.
kind of time.
Um,
Hmm.
because yeah, they want to see return on investment for everything that they've put in.
Yeah, definitely. Well, let's hope they're listening.
I'm sure I'm sure they've thought about it.
Yeah.
And considering they seem to have closed down the animal park area,
Hmm.
there's a whole lot more like real estate there.
They've got land out the wazoo. They've got plenty of
Yeah,
room. Um,
100%.
they've got lots of potential to do pretty much whatever they want.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is definitely what they need to do with it. It yeah, it's such a big park to be missing such an obvious
Bridging
age,
ride.
yeah, demographic. And it's weird that it's that because usually you see parks build from small to big.
Hmm.
Um, like you think about Gumbaya World, they've only just added what I would say is like their, I guess they had Rebel, but other than that, their first really, really big thrill ride with Project Zero.
Yep.
Um, and before that, everything was very family and kid
Yep.
oriented. So I feel like that's the usual progression, and it seems weird that Adventure World is like so stacked with thrill rides.
Gumbaya World need so I think they were talking about on-site accommodation was their next investment. So I don't haven't heard anything about that yet.
Yeah, I from what I
Um,
gather, the coasters didn't do as well for them as they would have hoped, I think.
Right.
Um, so I think that's probably still the plan. It's just taking them a little while longer than expected to
They
plan and
also need
budget
to
for that.
market themselves because even
Mhm.
Melburnians don't know what Gumbaya World is.
Yeah. Yep. It is,
Yeah.
I would say, borderline too far from
Mm.
Melbourne. Um, but,
And they need
there's nothing we can
better
do about
public
that.
transport links.
Yes.
So whether it's
That
Tynong Station or whether it's Pakenham Station, they need a more regular shuttle bus.
if I remember correctly, they were
They were
increasing that,
trialing
and
it
yeah,
when
I don't
I
know if
went,
they've I don't know if they've
so just after I went, I should say.
I don't know if they've increased that or if they've even kept it around, but that's a start.
Mm.
Sadly, there's probably not a lot that they can do other than that on their own,
Yeah,
because that would come down to councils and stuff.
yeah, that's
Um,
yeah
mm,
a tough one.
that is a shame for them.
But that's the biggest battle. They need to market themselves better because no
Yeah,
one knows about who they are.
yeah.
Like as far as most Melburnians know, they think that Luna Park's the only thing they have.
Mm. Which is sad because
Mm.
actually, I think the few
It's a
small
great
parks
little
around the
park.
area, yeah, I think actually all three of the small parks around the Melbourne Geelong area are pretty nice for their size.
Mm.
Like for for the for the size of the park that they have, they all have good offerings.
Yeah.
You know which park is doing the best? Just Mr. Consistent all the time, Don Mosley Playground. We've seen upgrades recently,
Have they
still
finished
keeping
the
the old
upgrades yet?
classics. Yeah, they have. They look fantastic.
Awesome.
Um, and good old Mr. Reliable, the Keith Monorail, is still there doing
Good,
its thing.
goodo.
Um, yeah,
Maybe
zero
that's
complaints.
an episode for series 2.5 is a return trip to Keith.
It's on my list of things to do. I have some friends at work who are obsessed with the Keith Monorail joke. Um, they they discovered the Keith Monorail joke in my videos and they demanded an explanation and are now obsessed with the idea that we're going to do a work road trip to Keith.
Well, I would also like to do a road trip, but go a different way to what we did last time. Like I'd like to go past Mount Gambier and see the Blue Lake and the giant lobster and stuff like that.
Well, that might fit in with what I was planning because I was thinking that I make it a trip and do a stopover for a few days in Bendigo. So
Okay.
go down to Victoria and then across because
Right.
Bendigo, Ballarat. I always get those two confused. Ballarat. That's the one,
Yep.
right? Sovereign
Y-
Hill.
yes.
Yes, Ballarat. I apologize to all Bendigoans and Ballaratans. I always confuse the two.
And Kryal Castle's near there too, isn't it?
Kryal Castle, and also it's not too far from Fairy Park,
I'm not
which
familiar
is
with Ferry Park.
it's a bizarre place. It's slightly closer to Geelong,
Okay.
but not too far from Ballarat. So, it's a town called Anarchy, I believe.
Anarchy. Anarchy in the UK. Um,
Um, it's probably not pronounced that way now that I think about it, but it's how it looks. Um, Anakai, Anarchy. Yeah, so it's like maybe three quarters of the way from Ballarat to Geelong. So it'd be a road trip,
that could be fun.
but
Because
that's what I
Lord
was
knows
thinking is.
I need a trip. Um,
Mm,
and if I'm not going overseas next year, then I've got to come up with something.
well, yeah, that was the plan that I put forward was road trip as far as Ballarat, stay there for a few days, and then continue on to Keith,
Yeah.
kind of through the that coming from the opposite direction of where we went back towards Adelaide.
Yeah.
So getting to see, yeah, that kind of Mount Gambier, that sort of thing.
Because do you know much about the Blue Lake?
No, not a whole lot.
There's like a chemical process that happens in the crater of that volcano where, depending on what time of year it is, I think it's in summer, in winter it's like this deep indigo inky blue, and then in summer it's this beautiful sort of crystal cerulean kind of color. Like it changes color depending on what time of year it is, and it's some kind of chemical composition in the water because it's like the dormant or the extinct volcano that the lake sits in.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah,
Mount Gambier is a weird place. Isn't Mount Gambier where those people died in the cave diving accident?
I don't know.
I believe there is a place near Mount Gambier where there's just a hole in the ground, only about the size of a manhole, and it leads into this gigantic underground semi-submerged cave. And it's just on private property, and it became a very popular spot with cave divers. And there was an incident there in the 80s where a bunch of them never came back up.
Yeah, you couldn't pay me to do that.
No, 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 no.
I don't even
Spelunking,
consider myself especially claustrophobic, but that's just silly.
spelunking. If you're a spelunking enthusiast, take a long, hard look at yourself in the mirror. Why? Why you like this?
There's so many dirty things I could say right now.
I do love using the word spelunking.
Spelunking. Uh,
Ban spelunking. Um, okay, so Mount Gambier's got to go on the list.
the Big Lobster, which I believe is Kingston.
Yeah, that makes your road trip a little bit more interesting though, because I don't. Oh, maybe there's back roads. Let me have a look. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You could go Mount Gambier up to Kingston and then across towards like Willalooka and then up to Keith.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
You'd
I'm
also have to
building a
make
road.
sure that the rental car would be fine, sort of picking up in Melbourne and then dropping in Adelaide kind of thing,
True, 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 true. That you
which I
can
think is an
usually
extra
do that.
fee. Yeah, I think it's just an extra
Yeah,
fee.
you can do that, but it usually costs more. Maybe it's either that or you double the time and do a loop, but it's probably worth just paying the extra fee at that point.
Yeah.
Um, okay, hang on. I'm like I'm fully getting a root in my head here. Wow, that sounded
That's
disgusting.
what he said.
Um, um, I've got a full idea of this trip in my head now.
Awesome.
Fly to Melbourne, pick up rental car in Melbourne,
Hmm.
maybe do Luna Park or Gumbaya World while you're there.
Yep.
Um, out to Ballarat for a few days,
Sure.
cut back down towards Geelong, um, across the Great Ocean Road, obviously, because of course,
Yep.
which would then lead you out towards the border at Mount Gambier,
Yep.
up to Kingston, cut across, get to Keith, onwards to Adelaide, and there you go.
Bob's your uncle.
Bob is indeed your uncle.
Sounds
Is
like a
he on your
solid plan.
is he on your mum's side or your dad's side?
Oh, he's just one of those long lost, once removed uncles. Who knows?
He's actually not related to you. He's just
Oh,
such a close family
he's
friend.
the creepy neighbor that everyone insists you call uncle.
Even though he makes you very uncomfortable. don't think I want Bob to be my uncle
No.
anymore.
That's the episode name right there. Bob's your creepy non-uncle.
Well, I'm sure I can get some people on board with that road trip.
Nice.
Ugh. Good God. All right. Well, I reckon I'm about ready to call it a night.
Yes, I think that seems as good time as any to bring the episode to a close.
Yes.
Where can they find you, Jake?
You can find me on YouTube at Maloney's Coasters. If you're a creator and you would like some copyright-free off-ride footage of various coasters, you can find me at Maloney's Coasters off-ride footage. If you want to see me post very infrequently on social media, you can follow me on Instagram at Maloney's Coasters or on Blue Sky at maloneyscoasters.bsky.social. What about you, Kieran?
You can find me at Ejector Bear Time on YouTube, and you can also see my non-coaster related side quest adventures at Ejector Bear Time Sidetracked on YouTube. You can also follow me on social media on Blue Sky at ejectorbeartime.bsky.social, where I also post quite infrequently.
That is going to be us for the night. It's good to be back. Thank you for joining us. And
Until
this has
next
been
time, it's been an absolute bunch
of
of
total
total baloney.
baloney. What a bunch.
What a bunch! What
What
a
a
bunch!
bunch. What a bunch, guys.
What a bunch!
What
What?